Hi, welcome to my floor, and this is my sketchbook tour. I started this in 2022. This is the brand Be Inspire, and these are the qualities of this paper. I found this sketchbook to work really well with all types of mediums. The proportions are super large compared to what I'm used to. This is my first page. My friend allowed me to borrow her gouache because we had did an exchange, so I had given her my watercolor for spring break, and peep the sticker that my friend had gotten me. I believe this was actually my first page, and I was working on these two portraits and seeing how to work out the face and use watercolor. These two are actually made using gouache, the gouache that I had mentioned before, so that's kind of me experimenting with how to apply gouache on portraits. So now onto this spread of pages. I really like how these pages came along. This is some random girl that I made using colored pencils. These are my two OCs. I really like how I rendered them. Another warning, a lot of my characters have super long legs. I don't even know. I must have had like a leg blindness when I was creating a lot of these drawings back then in 2022. So just know, here are some of my friends' OCs, and then some random goals, just a lot more sketches, random characters. We have this spread, more watercolor and more colored pencil. We have some Zachary from Off and more practice with pencil because I believe I was trying to get better at capturing dimensions of different objects, and also just shading techniques because I was definitely lacking in that area. Here's another 2 pages. I really like how I selected the colors for this. Around this time, I was watching a lot of CalArt sketchbook tours, and some people were posting those on their stories that they were completing them, and I liked seeing the color choices, so I wanted to try using a combo of colored pencils and watercolor as I did on this page, and I really like the colors. Then we have this page. You're gonna see a lot of random comments that I leave, some in cursive since I was trying to practice that, some in Spanish. Once again, more blue period characters, and then peep the Spanish. Here are some more sketches. I like how I made use of the page, however there are still some white spots that are like kind of annoying to look at, but we live and we learn, right guys? Once again, some watercolor and blue period. Here's another spread. This skull was me trying to see if I had improved because I had it in my last sketchbook, this same study, and I do like this one a lot more. However, I do think if I drew it now, I could make it look a lot better. Once again, just some sketches, a lot of blank space. There's that one Proco video of the egg. Once again, just more sketches. And then I'm gonna skip pages with anatomy so I don't have to censor all that. But here are some more still life. You can kind of see me improving because with observational skills, I was trying to level up how my eye can break down the object. Here are some more drawings. A lot of my references do originate from Pinterest. Peep this guy, you've probably seen him on Pinterest, and these two are also on Pinterest. I was trying to practice my colored pencil application since I was very much a novice at that, and so here's me kind of figuring out how to even use colors and whatnot and how all that jazz works. Once again, just sketches. More sketches. Horses, because this one artist I really like, they have their characters sometimes riding horses, and it's like archer characters. I really like how they draw. Okay, so on this page, we're nearing when I get my new set of watercolors, and I just stuck that here because I didn't want to throw it away. And then also I got some oil pastels too, so there's that. Here are the new watercolors, and then some of the drawings I made using the oil pastels that also arrived. I really like these new watercolors, and I like how like my color selection here looks as well. Here's more, as I mentioned, with the feet and hands, they just never cease to exist. Here's like a still life kind of thing using oil pastels. I think that was actually a sketch. Yeah, this was the thumbnail for another drawing that I was going to do since I was applying to this art thing. Here's another thumbnail drawing that I did for a larger piece once again, and then here's some more like practice stuff. Here is some more oil pastel. I really like this drawing, and I'm surprised that the color hasn't faded despite me not having any protection over it so that the color doesn't transfer over. But somehow the color is still very saturated, so it's a pleasant surprise. Once again, the Proco egg video thing makes a comeback. Here's some more pages, because yeah, definitely like how this guy came out. I like the color usage and how they mix together. Once again, the reappearance of super long legs. This is more oil pastel practice. And we have this set of pages, which is just random sketches. Okay, some more oil pastel. Me trying to figure out how I want to create drawings with that, and also testing out different color schemes. Looking at some of these pages is like, it's always so interesting, even though this was 2 years ago. It's like, it's always interesting. Just more sketches. These were just pen sketches that I had done while on the bus, and I was trying to capture my environment. Then here's a commission that one of my teachers had, so this was just a thumbnail of me trying to practice how I wanted to draw her. Once again, here is some more pen doodles. I believe I did most of these on the bus. And then here is a birthday gift for one of my friends. And here are just some more pen stuff. But yeah, I used watercolor for those two drawings. Here are some more. I really like how this came out. And then we have this. I have a lot of comments to make about this watercolor piece that I have. It's not my favorite at all. The color choices is not bad. I sectioned off Butters because I thought I did a pretty good job with him. Everyone else, I don't even know what some of these angles are. It just doesn't seem correct. At least my eyes can like notice all the mistakes now. The colors aren't terrible. I like how I made him look. So we just see me playing around now with colored pencil. I believe I was watching Chris Hong Art and her colored pencil portrait tutorials and draw with me's, and I really liked how she can use colored pencil to capture her subject and how she can like use unusual color combos as well. So I found that nice. Once again, Blue Period. I am caught up, by the way. You just see me playing around with chopsticks and ink and water. Since one of my friends who is attending art school, they had suggested that I try that combination of materials since they were doing that for an assignment. Here we just have some more watercolor, some more ink and chopstick tests, and some sketches. Here is just some thumbnails for other ideas. I believe this was for a chalk thing, like thumbnails for that. And then this was when I had switched the watercolor and gouache. Then we have this spread. A lot of people like this spread, and I also liked it at the time when I made this 2 years ago. I just like the color choices and how I'm incorporating several different mediums ranging from watercolor, gouache, and pen. So that was super nice. Also, while I didn't have my Van Gogh gouache, I did have my prong watercolor. So I was just using that for these pages. And then once again, we have super long legs. Luckily, the feet are cut off, so you won't know how long these legs are. Now we have some more gouache studies and practice. I believe here I was trying to use the gouache like watercolor because if you dilute it enough, you can get that same effect. Also, this Megamind, I was looking for it when I was talking with one of my friends and I could not find it. And then when I finally did find it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna like paste it in there so I can never forget where it is. But yeah, horses. I don't know what this is, you guys. Tell me if it's a horse or not. I don't even know what this is. We have these two pages. Just some random stiff guy who's hiding his hands for some reason. Then we have hands over here. I like how this person came out. Once again, super long legs, but not as terrible. We have Off Zachary again. This one's not bad, but it's just very boring. And Peep Over the Garden Wall. I've actually never watched the show. Sometimes I just like drawing characters for the sake of drawing them. Here are some more thumbnails. This was around October, as you can see. And so we can see some Headless Horseman sketches. Then we have these two pages. I also like them a lot because of color choices. Around this time, I had gotten my watercolors back since I had returned my friend's gouache. And I was just playing around with houses, and you can see more watercolor choices and more unique color combos. I remember drawing this in my math class. Like some of these sketches I had drawn outside of my house. Like, wow, I leave my house. Here are some more random portraits. Most are from Pinterest, as always, because where else can we find references from? Once again, random drawings. Some I think I was just doodling at this point. I was just trying to figure out what to draw, or I was just drawing for that day just to draw something. I don't even know, like, what is wrong with these feet? I don't even want to talk about that. Here you can see I was trying to be that, you know, cal art, observational, in my room type drawing. However, the perspective is very off. I'm not going to speak on that. I'll refrain. Here we just have some more sketches. I was using highlighter, pen, ballpoint pen, I believe, and pencil. Okay, here is when I believe I began getting into Pixbun's sketchbook series that she has been making, and I noticed that she uses highlighter and pen, and so I was like, you know, I'm gonna try doing that. And it also gave me a very good excuse to learn a different subject, that subject being cars. You can kind of see me trying to break down how cars are in a way that my brain understands. Then here's some more watercolor. Some more watercolor, some more pen, and just some more studies. Some watercolor of Mob from Mob Psycho. I don't think I did him justice here. I don't think I have drawn Mob in a way that I feel very happy about. Here are some more cars. I love how this spread came out. You can definitely see my growth from the prior pages of cars that I was practicing. Also, look at this very cute sticky note. Around this time in my sketchbook, I'm trying to return to my drawing dailies. And so here's just some drawings of hands, feet, and objects in my pencil pouch that I wanted to just quickly draw and then color in some of that with colored pencil, and then a backdrop with watercolor. Then once again, continuing with me and my drawing dailies, you can kind of see I used pen here and some Crayola marker for that blue backdrop. I really like how these came out because they're free-handed like these ones. However, I think these feel a lot more loose. Here we have some oil pastel, some colored pencil, and some ink using this dip pen that I had bought in. We also have some ink with pen. I really like how these houses have a direction, like these two are leaning to the right and this one's leaning to the left. Here we have Death the Kid. I say that in quotes because it doesn't really, like, you know it's him because I have some identifying features, but it doesn't look like him. And we have more like observational stuff, and then I really like this drawing. I think it's super cool. Combined Crayola markers, pen, I believe, yeah, pen, and that's it. And some watercolor to get that blue for the water. Here are some more cars. You can kind of see I'm being a lot more looser with my lines. I'm trying to capture the shape better. Also, instead of using a very harsh black, I'm using blue for shadows. Here are some more Crayola marker sketches that I was doing. Once again, super long legs. I believe I did most of these sketches on the bus. And I want to say I maybe drew this guy on the bus. For an update on that program that I had applied to, I got rejected, so boo that program. But it is what it is, I guess, because even though I felt sad at the time, I somehow still managed to make art. Sometimes you have to fuel your emotions for your art, and it really does work. Keep more drawings that I was making while on the bus. and more sketches. Here are some more just random sketches. Here's another spread, one that actually is more cohesive and being an actual spread at least. Once again, super long legs. When some people were seeing my sketchbook, they said that they really liked this. This is actually one of my older characters. And then we have some skulls that I was freehanding with a watercolor just because I wanted to see if I could do like monochrome stuff. Have some Crayola marker, and we have some sketches. Here is the spread. This is supposed to be Jacksepticeye when he played Fran Bow. I remember watching that. I believe I watched it when I was on break, and I wanted to draw him, but he's missing like, you know, 2/3 or like of his head. We have these watercolor heads. Here, I believe I did a simple sketch using a red colored pencil, and then I wanted to build upon the details using primarily watercolor. Here are two heads that I had created using colored pencil. Here we're trying to test out different techniques for how I can layer down color and still have it resemble the heads and whatnot, because as you saw earlier, my colored pencil heads were kind of a work in progress. So it was super nice to see that I had improved. Then we have these two pages. I like this Kenny. I think it just looks super nice. The color choices. I think the face could always be a work in progress in my art. And I am trying to combat same face syndrome, because when I do studies, my faces have to look different, but when I'm doing personal stuff, my faces, they look the same or pretty similar. Here are some more sketches and just random drawings. I caught up with Toilet Bound recently, so that's like character for that. Some hand drawings. I think after watching a lot of Cal Art sketchbook tours, you begin to get more comfortable drawing hands after you've seen so many other people draw hands. So that's kind of what happened to me. I did these 3 portraits on my bus because I had brought my colored pencils with me. I don't like the colors I had chosen for her, but I guess you live and you learn. Her face, like the proportions on some of these characters are interesting. This guy, he gives off like golden retriever energy. Hopefully you guys see it too. I think it's because of the color choice. Also, look at how he's actually looking to the left. Like that is something huge for me. And then this is a pen drawing. I actually really like it. You guys, I was in my Chris Hong phase. I really love her pen drawings. They're really nice. Okay, here was when I was beginning to make gifts for one of my teachers. And you can see the planning process. I think I did 5 drawings. It was the 5th drawing that I had given him. And then here are some more watercolor practice before drawing these ones, I believe, as I was trying to see how to get the color choices that I wanted. Then once again, another iteration. Here we just have some sketches in watercolor, scan sketches. So interesting to see like how my style has changed and whatnot. Here are some oil pastel drawings. I wanted to try applying oil pastels in a different way, and so you can see me layering a base color and then trying these out. I don't know if I used any Pinterest references. I want to say I probably did. There is a picture of my friend who I had mentioned earlier that suggested the chopstick and ink idea, so this is their character. Yeah, sometimes I go back to random pages and try coloring in stuff. Hopefully you guys can guess what time period this was. You guys know, Into the Spider-Verse. So peep this batter drawing from Off. I think this is super nice, and I like how I captured or like depicted him here. In my Zachary drawings, I don't think it really captures his essence or the way I want him to look. Me using highlighter and pencil, highlighter and colored pencil. Okay, here are these pages. I don't know. Guys, I like how this drawing came out. Okay, yeah. More watercolor practice, watercolor practice, and watercolor practice. I like how this is lighter, like how I used negative space for the ear, this like cheekbone area, and like this spot, how it's lighter than this spot. Super cool. Keep the oil pastel, the Crayola marker, and the new watercolor I had gotten. I don't know why I made him look like this. His skin, I think it's because I was not used to how pigmented this new watercolor was. Here are some more random stuff. I do like how I had drawn this person. But yeah, I think their legs are pretty okay height. Yeah, length, I guess, not height. We have just these pages. Just more watercolor, but this, I just don't like the color choices. Just more random drawings. Yep. More drawings. I was trying to get into drawing animals like dogs, cats, humans. You guys saw that horse from earlier. And we have these two people. More watercolor practice. I don't know what I was doing here. I said 1 and then 2. Oh, I think I was changing up my technique for something. Or I was trying to, like, here I was trying to use unconventional colors, like colors I don't commonly use when drawing faces. Then here I was trying to use what I liked about that one drawing I had. Then we have this. And we have this. These are the new watercolor I had got. It's like the gravy ones. I'll show you guys a picture of that soon. And we have more sketches. And then let me see what else. But yeah, this is the end of the sketchbook. My remaining pages, which you can see are not that many. They're for the intent of me giving gifts to my friends. So, bye.